Hey everyone, and welcome back. Now today, this video is going to be a little bit different just because normally, as I've said many times before on the channel, I usually try to avoid meme coins just generally because I've kind of, I guess, always underemphasized their importance within the market. And something that we've seen lately, just and honestly with it, within probably the overall past year or so, memes have really done quite well within this most recent market cycle. And so it's kind of, and this is honestly probably long overdue at this point, but it's kind of starting to get me to stop and think of like, am I being too stubborn and like too pig-headed trying to just disregard memes because I don't want to like talk about them? And so this is essentially what I'm going to be trying to talk about and look at today, because overall, I'm essentially trying to assess the probabilities and potentially the possibilities of kind of a meme coin led cycle. Now, obviously that doesn't mean that we can't make money other places. We can't see other projects do really well, but a meme coin led cycle usually means that, or I would expect it to mean that meme coins lead the cycle, right? So all of the major gains are going to be found within the meme coin space. So that's kind of what I wanted to discuss today. Take a look at, assess, are we already over with meme coins? Is the best yet to come? What is some of the potential upper bounds of what we see here? All of this type of stuff. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive right in. So starting out, I want to take a look at kind of what we're seeing on the daily charts for crypto bubbles. And what we can see here, obviously Eigen is kind of leading the way. Otherwise, it's a pretty overall red day within the market. Things aren't looking great. We can see, usually, as I've mentioned before on the channel, in this case, it's actually not totally true, but usually memes kind of lead the way up and lead the way down. Here, we're actually not seeing that. SUI, WorldCoin, Tau, FTX, like some of these are kind of leading the way down, but we can see, obviously with BONK, FLOKI, PEPE, we got others in here as well. But, overall, that's kind of where the market's looking. However, memes are not leading the way down like we have been seeing in the past. So what I want to look at is a couple different time frames on crypto bubbles though, because this is, I think, really going to show what we're working with. So the first one I want to show is for the year. And what we can see for the year is obviously, BONK has been kind of the major winner. My picture is blocking, but we can see Ordi. This was essentially like a Bitcoin meme coin that came out. That one's at 967% on the year. We've got Pepe at 13, almost 1400%. We've got FLOKI over here with 727%. We've got SHIB here at 160. We've got Doge at 87. Obviously we've got others around here. I don't know if I can find it. We definitely have some on some shorter time frames as well. Solana has been one that's been notorious for really well performing meme coins. Obviously, we do have some others here. Doing well, Tau, Fetch, Jasmy, Solana, Sui. A lot of these have done well also, but particularly, it's the meme coin, like the percentage of meme coins in the top gainers compared to everything else is definitely very substantial and quite noteworthy, of course. And so, obviously looking at month, we can see something similar. We can see, POPCAT right here, mostly blocked by my picture. We can see Brett here, BONK, some of these other, smaller meme coins. We got WIF here. So, we have, again, on the monthly time frame where things have been really green for the entire market, SHIB, Pepe, we've got like a lot of the big leaders do happen to be meme coins. And so, this is something that I wanted to focus on and definitely kind of take a look at, because it's definitely noteworthy and at least worth considering like what the implications of this could be in a wider market. And so looking into this, I want to check a couple of things first. So the first one I want to check is the top crypto categories by market cap. And what we can find is that meme coins are actually down here at number 19 of all like major market or like major categories that CoinGecko tracks. Now, the other thing that's important to note here is some of these kind of cannibalize each other, right? So like layer one and proof of work. Bitcoin is in both of these, which is why they're both over $1 trillion in market cap, because Bitcoin makes up like all of it. We can see here, smart contract and proof of stake. Ethereum is very likely in both of these, right? Again, A16Z, multi-coin capital. A lot of these are like also hedge funds and private equity and all this different types of venture capital. These are alleged SEC securities, stable coins. So some of these are like not necessarily categories like we might think, meaning like layer one, proof of work, proof of stake, DPIN, AI, meme coins, stuff like that. So maybe this is a little bit kind of semantics, but what we can see is that, if we were to pull out some of these that we may not consider like crypto categories per se, I mean, meme coins are going to be way up there, probably definitely within the top 10. So that's something that I wanted to point out here, is that, meme coins are at a $53 billion market cap. What we can see is if we were to go further down, liquid staking, that's been a huge narrative within Ethereum this year. That's half, or I guess just over half of what meme coins are. AI, again, just barely over half. NFTs, less than half at this point. DPEN, like a third. So, some of these gaming is something that, people are super bullish on this cycle. This is like less than a third, I think, off the back of the napkin math. Like, there's so many, like, what we would say big crypto industries in here that are just absolutely dwarfed by meme coins. And so this is kind of one of the reasons that I want to talk about it. And there's kind of two ways that we can approach this question, right? If meme coins are already so big, does this mean that meme coins are already kind of too big, that we're not going to be seeing some of these gains that we've seen? Or is there plenty more room to run? And this is really where we should be focused on for the cycle. One thing I wanted to point out is, if we look at 7-day returns, cat themed, base memes, decentralized ID, this is not memes. Solana memes, we got perps, privacy, BRC20s. A lot of these happen to be memes. Same thing with inscriptions. And then the overall meme market cap. So like most of the like top 10 are in some way centralized around memes. And so obviously, this is important and this is noteworthy. And this is kind of why why I'm making this video of like, should maybe I consider memes a little bit more seriously? Obviously, I'm not going to go, I would just never go in like, sell my entire bag and go put it in some cat meme, because that's just not what I see as like the value of crypto long term. And so even though I could possibly make more money that way, this is kind of what I kind of harp on constantly about not financial advice, right? Even though I can see the possibilities and the potential of meme coins really running this cycle, meme coins are just something that I don't necessarily believe in wholeheartedly or like necessarily get, right, in a sense. And so this is something where if somebody does just get meme coins, they might do far better than I would otherwise. And this is something that I need to be cognizant of and make sure that, I'm not becoming a meme lord when I'm not really maybe the best equipped to deal with that. And so, however, what I am saying here though is maybe it does make sense kind of gaining some exposure to some of these and trying to learn about the meme market a little bit more seriously, just because of the possibilities that we could see within this cycle. And kind of what I mean by that is if we look at the top meme coins by market cap, so essentially now we're clicking into the meme coin category holistically and seeing what we've got here. And so what we can see, Doge, obviously, Doge is kind of almost the Bitcoin of meme coins. It was kind of the first one. It ran super hard. It almost hit it. Well, it didn't almost, but I guess it got pretty close-ish. I think a lot closer than a lot of people were expecting to $1. And it it's obviously not done super well since then, but it still is kind of the 800-pound gorilla in the room as far as market cap and attention and market and brand awareness, all this different type of stuff. Next after that is SHIB. SHIB obviously has done really quite well this cycle so far. I think maybe better than what a lot of people would have expected it to if you were to ask them in like 2022 particularly. But we can see that PEPE has been a relatively recent gainer within the past year or so. BONK, again, a major one. WIF, again, another one. FLOKI was kind of one of the ones that started to take off at the very end of last cycle, and then obviously the bear market kind of took care of that. And so this is one that potentially we could see some further momentum out of. But then a lot of these here we're seeing, NEIRO is very new. I mean, this one's 3,300% in the past 30 days. That's one that's kind of really taken off. SPX 6,900, this is another one, 6,300% in the past 30 days. GIGA Chad, this is one that's kind of seen its ups and downs, and based on the market cap could potentially be seeing some more. Obviously, lots here. Brett is one that I think this one's been over $1 billion market cap a couple of different times. So obviously, we've got some pretty well known in terms of name brand or face recognition value. They're pretty well known. And if we were to look at something, let's just say Turbo, because I know Turbo has a pretty strong community. Market cap here is 488 million. Not small, not a small coin at all by any stretch of the imagination. But again, we have to get into the mindset of kind of the question I'm posing this video, which is, do we see a meme-led bull run? And if so, Dogecoin at the height of last bull run, when things were going all sorts of crazy, I think their market cap hit close to 80 billion. So that's kind of like the high water mark that we've set. Now, I would imagine Doge probably continues to lead the way. However, I do think it's possible that, maybe PEPE or Shiba Inu potentially kind of maybe flips Doge. But I think just because of the name recognition and kind of the name value of the Doge meme, I kind of think that the Dogecoin will be the one that leads the way. However, meme coins do, at least in my mind, seem to operate a little bit differently, and that people aren't necessarily super tied to the best meme, but they want to find a good meme that can do them really, really well and can grow super well. And so, this is something where if we start to look down here, it's some of these smaller ones. Let's look at, PONKE or Moodang. Actually, Moodang's a great example. Moodang has done this has kind of been one of the big winners over the past, I guess, month or so. It kind of just took off. Moodang is at $150 million of market cap. This is one that was kind of like a somewhat natural and organic meme that popped up, and obviously it's ran to over $100 million in market cap. Is this meme strong enough to get it into the billions? Maybe, right? But again, one thing that I don't really quite understand, and one thing I'm trying to figure out a little bit better for myself is a meme like Moodang, I guess I should say, is the meme coin Moodang really based on the meme itself, or people's, I guess, ability to people's ability to think that it's going to make them more money, right? That's what I'm not 100% certain on, is do people really care about the meme, or do they just care about the meme being good enough for it to make them a lot of money? And that's something that I don't have a great answer to that yet. If any of you do have a good answer to that, I would love to hear it. Please drop it in the comment section, because this is something that I am trying to figure out. But that's kind of essentially what I'm trying to look at right now, is what is kind of the best play? Is it trying to go down into this 50-ish million range and try and find a strong meme that could jump into the 200 to 500 million range? Or is it really kind of pushing a lot of attention and focus into something let's say FLOKI? FLOKI was around last cycle. It started to do really quite well towards the end of the cycle, and then the bear run kind of took its chance at the big shots, rising up to SHIB and Doge type level stuff. So would this be one that it's only at a billion, but maybe if it flips Doge, this could be an 80x, even though it's already at over $1 billion market cap? This is something that I'm kind of trying to put together. Obviously, I'm just kind of getting into the possibility that maybe I expose myself at least a little bit to memes this cycle to kind of capture some of the upside there. But overall, it's really, really hard to say. It does feel very much kind of like a casino here. And so, does it make sense to kind of pick one, or, does it make sense to kind of just find, buy a little bit of the top 10 and just kind of see how that does, and really kind of spread my bets over a wider group of meme coins? So, that's something I'm going to be kind of doing some research into, trying to figure out a little bit better as we kind of, develop into this bull market, how this stuff essentially kind of works and looks and things like that. And then I'll probably kind of go with my strategy from there. I'll definitely, update you guys along the way if there is something that I seem to figure out or seems to kind of make sense. So anyway, hopefully you found the information in this video useful. I know it was a little bit more of a rambly video, kind of discussing the possibility of memes within this cycle, but hopefully it kind of made sense and maybe gave you some things to think about as far as how you're positioned within your portfolio. Are you underexposed to memes? Are you overexposed to memes? Do you not think it's possible to be overexposed to memes or underexposed, or whatever? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Like I said, I'm still kind of trying to dive into this and figure out kind of what makes the most sense for me and my investing strategy. But obviously I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on how you're managing, kind of going about this whole meme cycle. Do you think this is going to be a meme-led cycle? Do you think this is something that will kind of die out when kind of some of the real gains start to happen elsewhere? Or do you think maybe it's going to be maybe only in memes because people are still kind of maybe a little nervous or sketched out from some of the things that they saw from last crypto cycle, with some of these legitimate projects kind of turning out to be rugs and people getting scammed and losing a whole bunch of money and all that type of stuff? With meme coins, I think it's pretty obvious that nobody really expects any sort of utility coming from it. And so maybe that is kind of somewhat of the appeal, is that since people have some of that kind of PTSD from the crypto ecosystem, this is kind of like an interesting outlet for those fears. So anyway, love to hear your thoughts. Please just drop them in the comment section below. I do try and read and respond to all of them. So if you want to hear anything on my thoughts or have any feedback or anything, please just drop them there. I'd love to see that. Also, if you did enjoy, please do give me a like and subscribe. It really, really does help me out. I am still trying to continue to grow the channel and also, kind of reach more people within the YouTube algorithm. So anyway, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.